Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 15. We are still in Nashville. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy anything in this particular video, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and then let's talk about it at the end, all right? So Eris and Jasmine have their own dedicated video this week, y'all. So go over, check out that video. This video is going to have the remaining three couples. So Nicole and Chris, they still have not seen, or excuse me, we haven't seen Nicole's dogs in the apartment still. We have not seen Nicole's dog in this apartment still, but we always get a scene of Nicole taking care of Eris's dog. It bothers me. It should bother her. It should bother y'all. I'm just saying, Nicole did all this hemming and hawing. Chris did all this hemming and hawing about his dog and how his dog isn't around and he needs his dogs. But like, what about Nicole's dog? I thought we were going to be switching on and off. I guess it just sounded good. So Chris wants to make sure that he is doing everything he should be doing for her as a husband. She tells him that if I say I want space, give me space. But if I, say I really, really want space or whatever, just kind of come and check on me, don't give me space. He was like, that's confusing. Nicole was like, no, not really. If I say I need space, give me space, that's when you give me space. If I say that I kind of need some space and I just go and sit in the corner by myself, maybe ask if I want to sit in this corner with you. Nicole, ain't nobody doing all of that. No. Nobody is going to beg you to talk to them. Nobody is going to beg you to tell them what is wrong with you. Learn how to regulate your emotions yourself. This feels like, who were the people last season? Alexis and Justin, where Alexis had to constantly regulate Justin's feelings and emotions. No. And Chris, at the moment that you start doing that, that is going to turn into a situation where you will always be doing that. Keep that in mind. So, Nicole said that she still needs more validation and reassurance from him. So, she would say, I just, even though I know you're not going anywhere, I still need to know that you're not going anywhere. And if you can't give me the validation and the reassurance, there's the door. You are free to go. And if I was Chris, I probably would have got up and left because I didn't like how she said it. I didn't like Nicole is very needy. Nicole didn't need to be on this show. Nicole needs to be laying on somebody's couch. Nicole needs therapy because she has a lot of deep-seated old issues that she needs to work through herself before trying to get into a marriage with somebody else. But Nicole should not be on the show. So Chris was like, no, the door isn't even in sight for me. It's gonna lead to resentment. It is. It's gonna lead to resentment. I don't even know how to even say it. We get Kirsten. Kirsten is working out in the gym. Shaq's mother FaceTimes her. She asked his mom, have you talked to Shaq? His mom was like, I have. I said, ooh. Why would you ask him that? So Kirsten wants to know what she can do to help out Shaq when he is stressed and feeling overwhelmed. His mom said, be more supportive. Shaq is mad that he's upset that you weren't there on his work trip. Keyword there is work trip. Shaq is upset that you didn't drop your job and your life and everything that you're doing to go on a work trip 4 hours away in Memphis with him. So Kirsten was like, it was just a big miscommunication on both of our parts. His mom was like, I don't know what the communications are, but I don't think that you're doing everything that you think you're doing. You need to be more supportive. Mama Shaq, get your mama's boy ass son and let him know that his wife does not have to follow him every time he has to go somewhere for his job. So we get Clint and Gina. They are cooking together. We don't care. They're eating outside. I just feel like all of their scenes is like we're watching a budding, blossoming friendship. We don't care. Why are y'all still here? Y'all don't like each other like that. Y'all don't want to get married. Y'all aren't even like F buddies at this point. Y'all are literally roommates that have a good relationship. Next scene. So we get the group setting. And after Nicole gets done telling Eris and Jasmine they need to try harder, as if your marriage is just absolutely perfect, Nicole, but okay. So then the group starts talking about how, don't be that person that holds everything inside, because then it ends up, with people, self-harming and stuff like that from the pressure and suffering in silence. Shaquille then goes on to say, yeah, I've been that person before, where I've been fighting internal battles, suffering in silence, but on the outside, I'm perfectly fine. So he then says that, it got to a point where he knew that he wanted to live, so he went to therapy. I said, what is going on here, Shaq? So it gets quiet because it's awkward AF now. And Nicole is like, I'm going to speak up for everyone and, loop it all around together. Shaq, thank you for sharing this. This is a safe space. She then goes on to say, you have a wife. Yes, Kirsten, I'm going to speak on your behalf right now. You have a wife that is really ready and willing to be by your side and be everything that you need. So then everybody still stares at Kirsten and she's like, sure. And I know that some people are going to say that she said it like shady. I took it as, Nicole, didn't nobody tell you to speak for me? I think that Kirsten was caught off guard because Nicole talked out of turn for the 367th time. Nicole is saying everything about everything aside from Chris. When is my dog gonna come to the apartment? When are we swapping out one of your dogs? You in everybody's business instead of saying that because you too scared that if you say that, that man is gonna say, well, both my dogs can't be here, I can't be here. End of marriage. Fuck you. Be done with it. Like, that's what Nicole is going through. Get out of everybody else's business. Get out of everybody else's business. So Shaq gets up and walks away. Kirsten gets up right away and follows after him and is like, what is wrong with you? Shaq is mad that Nicole spoke up for Kirsten and Kirsten didn't. Kirsten said, well, damn, I didn't have a chance to say anything. I did not have a chance to say anything. I'm on Kirsten's side throughout this entire argument. I am. Don't get mad at your wife because your nosy ass friend is speaking up on behalf of everybody. What are you mad at Kirsten for? I am on Kirsten's side this entire episode because the way that Shaquille is acting, he's acting like a little bitch. He really is. So he then says that he's upset because on the Memphis trip, he found out that he was not going to graduate on time. And so she was like, well, you could have called me if you needed me. He would say, I just wish that you were there. And she was like, you could have called me. I am a phone call away. Shaq's response is, well, but then we just hang up and we go our separate ways. And if she was there, Shaq, and you told her, and y'all were together for the next couple of hours, and then you got up to go to work, that is the same thing as y'all getting up and going your separate ways when you hang up from a phone call. This is the dumbest argument on here. I don't know why Shaq thinks that his wife is supposed to follow him around while he recruits students for the university he works at. Like, is it me? This makes absolutely no sense to me. Why should she follow you on all of your work trips? Why? You went to fucking Memphis from Nashville. Lord have mercy. Shaq he was there for what, 2-3 days? Shaq is acting like he went to Australia for a month and she was like, oh no, I can't go. Like, Jesus Christ. So she then tells him, look, if you want me to be somewhere, say that in the beginning. I did tell you because I booked the hotel and then I was telling you about all the things, but then you said you had to work. And it's like, Shaq, baby, sweetheart, what are we doing? I honestly and truly, I don't think that Shaq directly told her, Kirsten, I would like if you went on this trip with me. I do not think he did that. I don't. I think Shaq and Kirsten had a conversation when they were in Jackson on that honeymoon, before the honeymoon, and she said, I'll come to all your work trips. And I think he took that and he assumed that every time he pulled out his little ugly suitcase, that she was going to roll hers out too, and they were going to up and leave and go on every trip together. But see, to me, that shows a lack of respect for her job. I'm sorry, that shows a lack of respect for Kristen's job and for Kristen's life. That you're supposed to just stop everything you're doing and come with me because I want you to watch me recruit kids to come to TSU. Get the fuck out of here. So they go back and forth, and Kirsten said, look, we just have a miscommunication about traveling for your work events. So she asked him for a hug. He act like he didn't even want to hug her. They go back in. They start talking about, Shaq, what base are you guys on now? He yells out, we have consummated. I said, Shaq, shut the fuck up. Because you were just outside getting ready to cry that she didn't go to Memphis with you. You acting like she knew that you were going to find out that you would not graduate on time. How was she supposed to know that if you just found out? I'm so sick of Chris. I'm so sick of Shaq. I am so sick of Shaq. We get all the couples dancing. Clint tearing up the dance floor, okay? Tearing up the dance floor. Eris is stinking up the dance floor and not a lick of rhythm up in that body. So we get Kirsten and Nicole. They are out shopping for lingerie. I'm sorry, I did not care about this scene because once again, it is Nicole self-deprecating and all this other stuff. Girl, please go to therapy. Please go to therapy. BetterHelp. Please go to therapy, Nicole. Nicole has some of the lowest self-esteem that I think we have seen on this show. And the way that she is very self-deprecating like that, I do not see Chris staying with that. Chris already told us that he don't care for that. It's not going to work. It's not going to last. Dr. Pepper comes over to see Clint and Gina. She tells them, we are in crunch time. Up your game, people. Why are you just now coming in with this, Dr. Peppers? They have 1 week until decision day, and here you are just now deciding to come into this. Why? Because y'all see y'all are about to be 0 for 5 this season. But all right. So Gina said that, they both are friend zone, and that's just what it's going to be. Dr. Pepper said that some of the deepest friendships are made of love. You love your friends, don't you? Yeah, I love my friends. I don't want to fuck my friends, though. There's a difference, Dr. Pepper. So she tells them to ask each other what they need from the other so that they can break the friend zone. Gina said that she's independent to a fault. So it's very hard for her to ask for things. So she can't even think of anything that she could need from Clint. I said, you can't think of nothing? Okay. All right, Gina Jean. So she then says that, she likes to get support. She likes to get compliments and affirmation. She wants somebody to say that they're proud of her. You're doing great. Good job, girl. She wants a pep talk. She wants a coach every, couple hours. Clint was like, I can do that. I can do affirmations. Clinton said that he doesn't care what it is as long as it involves time being spent. It could be, setting up, decorating the apartment to look like something. Anything that involves her taking time out of her busy day to spend some time doing something for him, that's all he wants. So Dr. Pepper's like cooking dinner. Gina immediately was like, no, that's what he does. Dr. Pepper said, okay, girl, you know how to turn on the stove, don't you? You can do that too. It is sometimes very nice for the chef to not have to cook. So then they start talking about, what are things that they can do together. And Dr. Pepper was like, let's watch a movie. I said, to watch a movie? Clint suggests Top Gun. Dr. Pepper suggests Driving Miss Daisy. Dr. Pepper wants them to watch Driving Miss Daisy. Driving Miss Daisy, she thinks is the best movie for these two people to watch so that they can start to get out of the friend zone of their marriage. Do y'all think Dr. Pepper has ever seen Driving Miss Daisy? Because I don't. I don't think Dr. Peppers has ever seen that movie. I do not. I do not. So then we get Devon Franklin coming over to Kirsten and Shaq's apartment. He wants to talk about what happened at the group outing, because I do too. Kirsten said it's just miscommunication. She feels that Shaquille should be more direct and tell her what he wants. If you want me to come on the trip, point blank say, come on the trip. We saw Aries also say that to Shaq when they were at the group thing. And he was like, did you tell her point blank? Be more direct. Aries, you got some nerve. But I mean, it's true. If you want her there that bad that you're still whining about it a week or two later, you should have said so. You could have said so when y'all were on FaceTime. Again, it is a 4-hour drive. So Shaq feels that he does not. So Devon asked Shaq, "Do you feel supportive and supported in the marriage?" He said, "Well, sometimes." No, no, no. It's a yes or no. Does your wife support you? Shaquille then says, no, he does not feel supportive. Kirsten, on the flip, feels that she is supportive. She gives him support. So Devon states, unspoken expectations are relationship killers. Let me repeat that because that's a word. Unspoken expectations are relationship killers. He says, Shaq, you expect things that you did not express to her, then when she does not fulfill what you wanted her to, it leads to resentment, which drives a wedge between y'all. Shaq is over there playing with his toes, looking like this. Because he's mad because he's getting called out. Have y'all noticed whenever the experts come and they tell Shaq, Shaquille, maybe it's you, my guy. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're the drama. Maybe you're the problem right here. Maybe you're the reason that things aren't going. Maybe you were the catalyst for this argument. He gets an attitude. Shaq expects to come into these expert meetings and have them dump on Kirsten because he feels that she's the problem. When look, quiet as a kept. It might be you, Shaquille. You might be the problem. So he said that the type of support that he needs is her. He wants her to come see him work so that she can appreciate when he goes to work. Did she say that you don't work or something? Did Kirsten say you don't be going to work when you leave the house? I don't understand this. I get loving what you do. I love my job too. I truly love my job. But at no point do I feel like I need to have somebody come sit right here when I am working from home so that they can see what I'm doing. I don't get this. He's acting like he is a doctor, that it's like a brain surgeon. He wants her to watch him do a surgery. He's acting like he's a lawyer that is on trial for like the trial of the century, and he wants her to see him cross-examine somebody. He's acting like he is LeBron and he wants Savannah, girl, come on to the game when I'm gonna break this record for scoring the most points in the history of the NBA. This makes absolutely no sense. This makes no sense. You want her to come and watch you recruit high school kids to come to TSU? Why? What is she supposed to do? Stand to the side like this? And just watch you explain why they should come to Tennessee State University? This makes no sense, Shaq. Absolutely none. So then he's like, well, this is just a part of my life you haven't seen. She has seen it because you bring them damn mentees around every chance you get. We have seen you at work. Trust me. We have seen how much this is important to you. We have seen the impact that your job has on your life because you tout them for mentees around like they are a shopping bag. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So just to hell with her job, to hell if she, has to do an open house. Forget that open house. I want you to come sit in the hotel while I go out and recruit kids throughout the streets of Memphis. Does that even make sense to you, Shaq? Does that remotely make any sense to you? So she was like, I travel with you to Jackson. Now, Kirsten, you didn't have a choice with that. But he was like, yeah, but that wasn't like a real big deal. I want you to come. And Devon said, hold on, stop. Don't diminish if she is trying. Because Kirsten was like, I do support you. I asked you, have you finished this paper? I asked you how stuff is going. We ain't heard Shaq ask her yet, have you sold a house? We have not asked Shaq ask her yet, how did that open house go? Support goes two ways. It's not going to just be her following you all around the highways and byways of Tennessee to try to get some students. Lord have mercy. So Devon tells her, don't diminish her support. Don't make it seem like what she did wasn't a big enough deal to you, because if every time she tries, you shut it down like, oh, well, that wasn't enough, then she's going to stop trying. So he's sitting there still playing with his fucking toes, looking upset and salty and irritated that she's not getting called out, saying you should have got up and dropped everything you were doing and you should have rolled with him over to Memphis. I am sick of Shaquille. Divorce. Divorce. So then finally we get Nicole and Chris. Pastor Cal comes to see them. They didn't need Dr. Pepper, I guess. So Nicole said that there's a little part of her that still feels that Chris didn't pick her. I am over it. I am over it. I am over it. I watched this scene just like this, eyes closed, because I can't take it anymore. I cannot. She feels that Chris was chosen for her. Pastor Cal was like, I'm going to need you to stop, because he's sick of it too. Look, he did pick you. He listed out everything he wanted, and that was you. This is self-sabotage. I am sick of it. If y'all don't bring in a counselor for Nicole, if y'all don't bring in a counselor for Nicole, Chris finally tells her, I did pick you, though. I love you. She loves him. Blah, blah, blah. It's his first time saying it. Yay. Nicole, go get your dog. Go get your dog. That's where you can tell if Chris truly loves you or not. Tell him it's time to send Koba or Coda, whatever his dog's name is. One of them has to go to boarding for the last week, and you bring in your dog. That's where you will see if that man truly loves you, or if he is just, here for the ride. Let me know what you guys thought about everything that happened in this episode. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Liked the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.